Do you often feel unhappy, or everything just doesn't seem like is going to your way? If so, then chances are you might have a few toxic mentality. In this video, I'm going to show you the 7 toxic mentality that could harm your success and you should avoid them at all cost. Hello everyone, my name is Keith. So if this is the first time you come across to my channel, I create content about career empowerment for young professionals. If you find this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. If you have been following me for a while, you probably know that I had it really rough in my first couple of years of my career. I suffered a lot, I have really low self-esteem, and one day I said to myself, I think it is enough is enough, I can't take this any longer. So I worked really hard on myself, I worked on personal development. It turns out it's just that I have a lot of toxic mentality that's holding me back. So what I have done is I focus on fixing my thinking, and the result is significant, and my life just improved in many aspects once I changed my mindset. And now I'm going to show you the 7 toxic mentalities that has been holding me back for decades. When you watch this video, be sure to have an inner conversations with yourself. Do you think you have that kind of mentality as you watch the video? You have to do that, because or else you wouldn't notice the problem. You wouldn't be aware that you have that toxic mentality. So this is something I really urge you to do, because the first step of solving a problem, solving your mindset problem, is to recognize it. So let's get started on the 7 toxic mentality. The first toxic mentality is negativity mentality. The most infamous way to distinguish whether you have a positive mindset or a negative mindset is how do you perceive a half glass of water? Is it half empty or half full? If you think it's half empty, then most likely you have a pessimistic mindset. Now, what's the benefit of having a negativity mentality? So back then I used to see things in a negative way because I want to avoid disappointment. So if something didn't work out, then I wouldn't be too disappointed because I somewhat expected this to fail anyway. And that's probably the only benefit of having a negative mindset. Now, what are the problems of having a negative mindset then? There are so many disadvantages, and it definitely outweighs the benefit. So say for instance, when you are negative on something, it makes you a negative person, then people will find you very unattractive and they don't want to hang out with you. And second, if you are negative, then most likely you're not going to give in your best because you are somewhat expecting this to fail, and it doesn't make you happy. So there are just so many disadvantages in having a negativity mindset, and you really shouldn't be thinking stuff in a really negative way. The second toxic mentality is scarcity mentality. Now, I was raised in an Asian background, and my parents used to teach me that I should save up a lot more, I shouldn't be overspending, which kind of makes sense to some certain extent. But the problem is, if you're thinking the resources are limited, it will kind of limit your potential. In fact, I have to be very honest with you, I didn't think having a scarcity mindset was a problem until very recently. I was like, well, what's the problem with it? Our parents taught me that. My school taught me that. Even my economic teacher taught me that everything is scarce. So how can you expect everything is like limitless? You can't just overspend. You can't just expect everything comes into your way. But the thing is, you just have to believe that there are plenty of resources in the universe, so that you don't just focus on what you have. So you don't focus on limiting your resources. So you get to expand your vision. You get to create more opportunity. You can see more opportunities in everywhere else. I think having a scarcity mindset is kind of like playing passively, and playing passively usually doesn't end up well. Be more proactive and actively seek for opportunity, and I think this is how you achieve success. The third toxic mentality is fixed mentality, which is the opposite of growth mentality. Now, you see, what exactly does fixed mentality mean? That means you think everything is fixed, your potential is fixed. You must have heard of it very often. Like, you see a lot of people, they just think, I'm just not built for that. I'm an introvert. I can't do public speaking. You know what? I'm an introvert as well. I don't like to speak in front of camera, but I still kind of managed to do it. I'm not the best. I'm still learning. I'm kind of getting the hang of it. Now the thing is, you just need to step out of your comfort zone. You shouldn't limit yourself having a fixed mindset, because anything is possible. Anything can be learned as long as you put in the effort. This is just how life is. It's a lot better than doing nothing. So don't have a fixed mindset. Everything can change, everything can be improved, and I can totally relate to that, because I had a fixed mindset. I thought I was hopeless, and now I'm in a lot better state. The fourth mindset is the victim mentality. I'm pretty sure you must have heard of it. So what exactly is victim mentality? There's just like bad things keeps on happening and just keeps on going into your way, and nothing is going to work out, and you just complain, why me? Every time it's just me. Why am I so unfortunate? Why bad things keep on happening to me? And I think this is a horrible mindset, because instead of just complaining and just keep saying things are not working your way, how about you do something about it? You know, even the most successful people, they have their bad runs, they have failures that, well, instead of they just being too attached to failure, they use this as a motivation, and that is how they become more successful. So whenever bad thing happens, don't think stuff like, oh, why is this happening to me? You ask a better question. You just think, hey, what can I do better about it? Next time, what can I do to avoid this kind of situation? So this is how you grow, right? So if you focus too much on the failure, you have a victim mentality, you don't take on the responsibility, then you are definitely not going to grow, and that is a big problem. Is it the fifth? Yes, it is the fifth. So the fifth toxic mentality is the entitlement mentality. Now you probably have heard of it a lot before, right? Some people tend to say, I worked so hard, so I deserve that. I have a very good resume, I deserve to get that job, and I put a lot of effort to film this video, I deserve my videos to go viral. You heard that a lot, right? But the thing is, as cliche as it sounds, nobody owes you anything. You see, we are all unique, but we are not that special. And what I think is really important is, instead of too focusing on the result, we should focus on the process. We should focus on the growth itself. That is what I think is really important. And the sixth toxic mentality is the comparison mentality. A comparison mentality basically means you are trying to compare yourself with other people, and that is definitely the best way to make yourself unhappy, because there will always be someone that are performing better than you. So earlier I had a video on how do I handle jealousy, because jealousy is almost never a good thing, and there's no point comparing with other people. It's like comparing apples to oranges. You should always compare with yourself only, and that's how you improve. The last mindset you should be avoiding is you should avoid having an asshole mentality. Now, excuse my language, you know, I don't swear that much in my channel, but the thing is, I can't find a right way to describe this kind of mentality. If you know the proper name of this mentality, be sure to let me know and comment below. So generally speaking, what do I mean by having an asshole mentality? So these kind of people, they like to see people suffer. When people fail, they will laugh at them. When people trying to work their way out of their current situation, they'll just talk bad things about it. Just say, hey, is this not going to work? Just give it up. Or they are just going to despise on people who actually made it. They'll be probably say stuff like, oh, it's just all about that. They just go really bitter about this. Now, you see why I call that a asshole mentality, because that's what an asshole would do, right? You see, that's a very unattractive trait, and you are guaranteed to lose a lot of friends and connections if you think in that way. The main reason people success is they are willing to provide value to other people. That's why they are successful. And you see, if you want to become successful, that is basically the main way. You have to be able to provide value, and having an asshole mentality, you are not going to help others out, and of course you're not providing value, and you just never make it. So you have to change this mindset if you think you have this kind of mentality. Now, in summary, if you think your life is miserable, you think nothing is working in your way, the first thing you should really do is look yourself within instead of blaming on luck. Because sometimes if you sort your mindset, your action will change and your behavior will change, and you are going to be a lot closer to your goal, and that's how I feel about it. So those are the 7 toxic mentality that I used to have, and they're definitely dragging me down for so many years, and I'm so glad that I kind of get rid of them. You know, sometimes I still think it that way, but I try to switch my mindset. And I hope this video is helpful to you. If you find this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll really appreciate about it. I think that's pretty much it, and I'll see you again next week.